AITA for not believing my daughter's lie, and canceling our weekend? Last week I went to use my Bluetooth headphones. They were gone out of my bag where they always are. I asked my daughter if she had them. She's always taking my stuff without asking. I've told her all she has to do is ask whenever she needs to borrow my stuff. That's all I ask in return. Because I know I won't get it back as she'll deny it. She said no. I was skeptical. She guilt-tripped me saying I never believe her etc. Which she's not wrong, I don't, as she has a history of lying. She's constantly lying to me. Even small insignificant things, it's frustrating. I felt awful and apologized. Just assumed I'd left them in the car or somewhere else. I wanted to believe her. Anyway, yesterday I was in her room looking for something I knew she'd borrowed which I needed back. I didn't go through her stuff or anything of the sort. I respect her privacy. Noticed her makeup bag on the floor and had a look in there for my moisturizer, and there are my headphones. I was not happy. Decided I'd wait to talk to her when I picked her up from her course. When she gets in the car, I tell her I found them and ask why she'd lied. She keeps saying she doesn't know how they got there etc. I asked to see her Bluetooth pairings on her phone. As if it's not paired I'd believe her. She wouldn't. We argued about it for at least 10 minutes. She kept up the argument that I wouldn't believe her either way. Which I told her no, that's not true. She just refused to show me. She wouldn't budge. She ended up crying and I could tell she was very stressed. I kept asking to see the pairings, that if she hadn't used them they wouldn't be in her phone. She ended up getting out of the car and walking off. I watched her. And unsurprisingly she got on her phone straight away. I gave her a couple minutes for myself and her to calm down, then asked her to get back in the car. I asked again to please just show me her pairings. I wasn't surprised when she showed me straight away. I knew she'd deleted it when she got out. It's just so obvious to me. I said to her, "You flat out refused to show me before you had a chance to delete it. You were in obvious distress about showing me, but as soon as you had the chance to delete it and get back in the car you show me straight away? I wasn't born yesterday. But now I'm the asshole because I said I'd believe her and now I don't." I'm at my wit's end with her constant lies and deceitful tendencies. I want to believe her. I truly do. It just doesn't make sense for her to not know about them being in her makeup bag when she had makeup on when I picked her up. I'm meant to be taking her and her friend away for a trip this weekend to hot pools and a bungee jump. I want to cancel it if she doesn't own up to the truth. AITA? Edit for info. She's almost 18. I started to recognize this behavior as an issue from around the age of 5. She's been in and out of therapy from the age of 13-14, always stops and refuses to back after several sessions due to thinking the therapist is a dick. Her words from most recent one. Even though she likes it at first and is open with chatting to me about it again at first, she's had no major trauma that I know of apart from me and her dad splitting when she was 3. She was week on per week off with us co-parenting together. Anyway, little update. She rang me. I completely avoided the subject of asking for her honesty entirely and went straight to asking her if she'd be open to trying therapy again. She lost it on me. Started saying very hurtful things. Even said she'll be spending Christmas at her dad's. No idea where that came from. I let her finish and asked what time she will be home as we need to sit down and have a chat. I told her I won't be angry, we just need to talk. She's not coming home tonight apparently. I didn't get a chance to let her know I will be canceling the weekend, as she hung up on me after telling me she wasn't coming home. Thank you to everyone that's taken the time to comment NTA or YTA etc. It's all helped. I've tried to keep up, but there's so many. I will do my best to answer. NTA. Cancel the trip. Has she had consequences like this in the past? NTA. Do not let her get away with these lies. She'll become more confident in lying and become an adult that no one can stand. NTA. You didn't believe her BC. She very obviously deleted the evidence before getting back in the car to show you. That's not clearing her name. It's showing how far she's willing to go to lie. Punishment comes with lying. Cancel the weekend and don't feel bad about it. She may see you as taw, but she's the child and you're the adult. You aren't there to make friends with her. You're there to parent her. Lying and stealing gets you jail when you're an adult. She needs to know these sorts of things have consequences. NTA. She's obviously lying. But you know that. It's frustrating because it seems you've made clear that it's not even like she'd be in trouble if she just fessed up to borrowing them. But now you know that she is a thief, a liar, and a gaslighter. NTA. And I'm answering as someone who has been like your daughter. A pathological liar needs therapy to figure out why they feel the need to lie and how to combat it. I'm not gonna say cancel or don't cancel, but definitely try and get her into therapy. I think you have bigger problems here. Consult with a family therapist or psychologist. NTA. Cancel the trip and use the money to pay for your daughter's psych therapy. She needs therapy if she's lying as much as you say she is. And if she doesn't get the help she needs now, it's only going to get worse for her in the future. Compulsive lying and thievery leads to compulsive stays at a correctional facility. NTA. I really feel for you. My daughter also lied about everything big and small as she approached puberty. She was good at it too. I rarely caught her at it. Most of the lies I learned only after she moved out. Now as an adult, she is so saddened that I don't trust her. I try to explain that her history of lying to me destroyed any possibility of me taking her word for things. It really fucked us up and causes us both sorrow. I don't know how you can get this across to her before it's too late. NTA. Assuming there's nothing you aren't saying about how you deal with her. Keep this in mind. You asked her to show you and she didn't until she had gone away with her phone. She has a history of lying to you. She's been caught at it many times. But acts like that's not true. Why? Because she can. Of course she tries to make you the villain. This is a subject change. A deflection. Of course she doesn't want to accept responsibility or admit anything at all. That's kid stuff. But it's also little less than kid stuff. All little kids believe that they can rewrite history if it suits them. And lying is part of the way they learn to shape the world. They learn that lying doesn't change reality. But sometimes they learn that if they lie they can change an unpleasant outcome. And she knows you don't want things to be bad between you and is gaming it. Not necessarily consciously. But it's happening. So right now she would likely be shocked that you didn't take her on a trip. But the truth is, even though she will likely say, ironically, that you lied to her about going on the trip and promised her and all that. That promises are made based on circumstances. And though she is lying to protect herself from consequences, she can't escape natural consequences, like someone not wanting to do something for her as a result of the way she acted. She needs to know that if she isn't honest with you and if she doesn't respect your wishes and limits, that she will continue to get your love and support. But she won't get privileged things she would like from you, like trips and the use of your things. Or the use of her phone when she's not at school. For instance, I can imagine kids reading this and responding, "That's completely unreasonable," and that's how kids communicate, and if you do that it's like torture. And my response to that is, I see. But it's not me doing that. It's the person who shows no respect and lies who is making that happen. Assuming that there is no abusive component to this relationship. There are consequences to one's actions. So, firstly, this has clearly been working for her on some level. Because if it prevents consequences, she will continue to do it until it doesn't work anymore. That is on you. You have prioritized how she acts towards you, granting her approval or disapproval of you, over teaching her anything useful. When you say she can borrow things if she asks, even though she ignores that and it hasn't ended well, you are telling her that you just hope she will be nice to you. You are not showing her what borders are and that people can have limits that must be respected. So if it were me, and I have a daughter also, I would say to her that the borrowing thing is at an end for the foreseeable future. Find another way for her to learn about this stuff than for her to take your things. Ignore the negotiating and the pleas and the personal attacks that are going to follow unless they are disrespectful. She has the right to her feelings of disappointment. But she doesn't have the right to punish you or call you names because of something she did. It's good to be clear and calm about that, to say, I see you are upset. And it's understandable. But you should be talking to the person who did these things. Not me. You can tell her that you know she can reach the point where she has proven her trustworthiness in time. And that when she figures this out she will have a much better time with her life. But you can see that someone who is doing those things is in trouble and not sure what to do. You can say that you will not give up on her because you know how important it is that she learn this. And you have to make sure she learns these things because it's your job as a parent to do so. So she has a chance not to go out into the world thinking this way of doing things is okay. And keep in mind that she might just not have learned to make living up to your expectations a priority. So she might just be forgetting what you said, and then masking her distress at the shock of waking up in the middle of problems with anger and emotional acting out and more lies. It's a trap for her and a painful one. But you can help her out of it. And second, she might, I have zero idea how likely this is, have a delay in managing her executive function, which is what helps us govern our impulses and make decisions to do things. It's something that starts to develop more around 10 to 11 years old, but there are conditions like ADHD that make it take longer or simply impede it in general. If she suffers from this, and there's no internet test for it, she has to go and be tested by an expert, preferably a neurologist. Then her doing those things is part of her condition that she hasn't learned to manage yet. And it's not just a question of medication. It never is. It's a question of behavior modification therapy and practice and coaching and also some work done by you. Because there are lots of ways to approach this other than what you are doing. So be prepared to work at it. Regardless, you need to show her what having limits and borders is like so she can learn how to do it herself in a way that isn't just petulant refusal. She will likely say all manner of things to you about this. Make it clear that you don't require that she like it, just that she does as asked and keeps the negotiations, disrespect and arguments to herself. And she will find it easier to respect her if you respect yourself in this and if your goal is for her to be truly happy, not just appeased. None of this is easy. And nobody knows how to do it at first. So don't be afraid to ask for local help. Good luck. NTA. And this is the problem with liars. Once the pattern of lying has been found even over trivial matters, it gets to the point where you need to check even if they tell you water is wet. They complain no one believes them, but they just lie so much it's impossible to believe anything they say. It becomes a cycle of having to verify things before you can take their word, and dealing with them is just stressful. Yes. I also know a compulsive liar. The true shame is that it's your own daughter, so the lies not only cause mistrust but hurt because it's the one person you are supposed to love and trust. She's just spent years beating your trust into submission and wonders now why you have issues with her. I don't know if maybe suggesting speaking to a professional may help you both. The one big problem with compulsive liars is it's never going to stop, so sooner or later it is going to damage your relationship with your daughter, and she just doesn't see it. NTA. You must reality check her every single time she's caught lying. Then give her reasonable consequences, such as canceling a trip. She's just immature and hasn't learned that restraining impulses and owning our mistakes is important. Don't let her manipulate you. You constantly accuse me of lying. Look her dead in the eye. You're the only person who can do anything about that. Good on you for holding her accountable. If she's never punished for her lying, she could grow up to be gasp a politician, rolling on the floor laughing. NTA. Cancel it and don't plan anything else until she establishes a better pattern of behavior. NTA. Cancel the trip and make an appointment for your daughter with a psychologist. What you describe does not sound like normal. Don't want to get in trouble. Teen behavior. NTA. Although you shouldn't have asked her to show you the phone after she had already deleted the information, as it was useless and only created another argument. You know she's lying and she probably won't stop, but try to ask her why. Have a serious but calm conversation about why she feels the need to lie about such insignificant things. And go ahead. Cancel that trip or go on your own. She has to learn her actions. Lies have consequences. I'd also suggest getting her into therapy. Maybe there's something else going on. NTA. I think you said it best with, "I wasn't born yesterday." Kids think they are being really sneaky with the things they try to get away with. Everything they try to do has already been done by almost every parent when they were younger. Has this tactic worked in the past? Her getting overly upset about something and you then giving in or dropping it? I would definitely be doing the same thing. Own up to what she did or no weekend trip. If she owns up to the lying, then I would have some other consequence for the lying. Go on the planned trip, but some other consequence when you get home. Hopefully she'll see that the truth has consequences. But the truth also got her the fun trip. NTA. There are consequences for lying. Sounds like your daughter needs to learn that. NTA. My sister used to do the same shit, and as time has passed it got worse and worse. I got not idea how to fix it, but it'd probably start with a long talk and see where shit goes from there. NTA. My mother was a lot like your daughter. All she did was lie and guilt trip people. Which is why she had no friends or family. Might I suggest teaching your daughter a lesson? Tell her in front of her friend that the trip is off and why. NTA. I was a liar. As a kid, teen and young adult. To this day I still don't know why I was lying about everything. Small little white lies and large red flag ones too. Sometimes I was looking for attention. Sometimes I just wanted to seem relevant. I exaggerated everything. And my parents didn't care. I hate even thinking about my past. It's so embarrassing. And as a parent now, I can see how damaging it was. You would be doing her a huge disservice by letting her get away with it. As much as we wish our kids would listen, love and respect us, we can't be their friends. Not all the time anyway. You need to cancel the trip and instead make an appointment with a psychologist ASAP. Do it now. 1. If the things recommended is not setting them up in a position where they are in a position to lie. Instead of insisting on seeing the settings on her phone, you already know she took them and just deal with the punishment. Don't entertain her denials. Child, I found this in your makeup case in your room. Because you lied to me when I asked you if you took them the first time, I am going to cancel the trip. You know she took them and you know she lied to you when you asked her, so there is no reason to drill down. I asked to see her Bluetooth pairings on her phone. As if it's not paired I'd believe her. You're saying you would believe her, and not doing it is the same as lying. You knew you wouldn't believe her, so why would you bother setting her up like this? If you want to teach her not to lie, you have to be a person of your word too. When she is calm, sit down with her. No distractions. Tell her calmly how disappointing it is when she lies. Tell her she is very responsible, but when she lies it makes her untrustworthy. Let her know she can regain your trust and respect by being honest, but until she shows that always speaks the truth, your trust in her is damaged. Get a banana. Trust is like a banana. Every time you lie, throw the banana on the ground and pick it up. Eventually the banana is bruised and brown and looks unappetizing. If it continues, the banana is destroyed and thrown away. P.S. My grandpa used to say, every liar is a thief. Every thief is a killer. Every lie steals the trust of the person who is lied to. When you steal the trust of someone, then you kill the relationship.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.